Hi everyone, my name's Jenna Canal and I did my public health practicum at Unity in Greensboro. So my table of contents, I'm going to talk about an introduction to Unity, goals and outcomes for the month, what a typical Sunday looked like, in-person days at Unity, independent work we did, small group lessons, behind the scenes, public health concepts, and final thoughts. So Unity's mission is d- Hi everyone, my name's Jenna Canal and I did my public health practicum at Unity in Greensboro. So I'm going to talk about an introduction to Unity, goals and outcomes, Sundays, what in-person days at Unity's look like, independent work we did, small group lessons, behind the scenes, public health concepts, and final thoughts, along with the short video. So unity is described as a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity with great youth programs, inspiring activities, and an inclusive environment. Their mission is that at Unity in Greensboro, it's a loving, inclusive home for spiritual living that empowers and serves our community. Their vision is that they envision a spiritually awakened world where all people live in joyful gratitude. Their values are our core values are spiritual growth, inclusivity, wholeness, generosity, authenticity, and unity. So this is the Unity team. Mia Robinson is the communications director, Reverend Wally White, and Reverend Miranda Coburg, who was also my mentor this month. And then we have the board members, which includes Ellie McFalls, Pat Hauser, Chip Roth, and Nick Bolette. And then this month, Kyla Maxwell and I worked with Unity. So for their programs, they have the Kids Spirit Groups, which is pre-K through fifth grade. They focus on life skills like public speaking, crocheting, and songwriting, along with Service Project Sundays, which is very animal-based. They do thank you cards for volunteers. They assemble pet supplies for shelters. They sponsor their own endangered animals, and more. With Unit teens, that's middle school aged kids, their lessons are designed to be more introspective and practical. They have a deeper engagement in the Unity spiritual teachings, and their theme is How Does Your Garden Grow?, which focuses on how to empathize with others through hands-on long-term service projects. Then finally, Youth of Unity, which is high school ages. They focus on mindfulness and leadership, and they do service projects of their choice. So for goals and outcomes of this month, my three goals were to get a complete understanding of Unity, foster a relationship with the community, learn and engage more about the youth programs. And I found that I reached all my goals. I was able to sit down with Miranda and get the rundown of Unity, along with having any questions that popped up throughout the month answered. I was able to meet a lot of the Unity members at the Sunday service, which was great. And finally, we were able to create and run a youth lesson plan. So for Sundays at Unity, we were there from around 9 to 1. And around 10:15, we would take the youth members and head into the education rooms. The groups were split up depending on how many of the youth came, and each group did a similar lesson plan that was age appropriate during that time. In-person days. So we would go on Wednesdays from around 1 to 4. We worked on creating the trees for their theme. We also created bulletin boards. We did constant contact editing, which is when you go through all of the member contacts that they have and made sure that they were active, along with document scanning with Adobe. So in person, but different locations. We met at Cup 22 Cafe in Saxbaha from 9 to 1. We worked on online advertising. We submitted requests for their winter family kickoff, life skills workshops, and their service project Sundays. And we submitted those advertisements on websites like Macaroni Kids and Triad Moms on Maine. And then finally, we would do adult education Zooms. They were meetings with the board members We would talk about affirmations and offerings, possible workshops that Unity can offer, upcoming fundraisers, funding in general, and membership numbers. With independent work, I mainly focus on updating the 62-page resource guide, which has different links to websites like nonprofits, churches, other organizations that offer free services for a wide range of different categories. I would go through every source and make sure that the link was active and the information provided was correct, like the phone number and address, and made sure that the description provided on the Google Doc was correct and matched everything. And they were separated into different categories like youth and family, mental health, financial help, employment, housing, things like that. So for some public health concepts, cultural humility, which is lifelong commitment to self-evaluation and critique, the socio-ecological model, which helps to create an understanding of the range of factors that influence both health and well-being. That creates a connection between specific health behaviors and the social determinants of health. There's a very high level of interaction between a person and their environment, and they both affect each other. Then we have evidence-based public health, which there are many benefits to using scientific evidence while making public health decisions. Evidence goes along with community beliefs, opinions, and local considerations to make effective public health interventions. Lastly, we have public health ethics, which talks about how public health decisions affect the health and well-being of a wide range of diverse individuals, groups, and communities. And it's important to act ethically and fulfill ethical obligations that require careful reflection and intentional decision-making. So an application of those, I was able to understand that I was stepping into church that is different from my own, a different community, and being able to keep everything separate and fully understand what they were doing. The resource guide is a very helpful resource for people of all backgrounds. It's a great low center spot to find so much information. Unity definitely puts a lot of effort into voting and listening to their members when making decisions. They work together to find the best possible programs that will support everyone. And lastly, Unity is a very diverse group of people. They celebrate the LGBTQ plus community, and they have people from different races and backgrounds. So for my closing thoughts, I got a lot of nonprofit experience. I learned about the strengths and weaknesses within nonprofits, the difficulty that comes with funding, and I got to see how their work impacts everyone. With community outreach, I was able to interact and get to know people from that community and finding a community outside of Elon. And lastly, creativity and logic. We were able to craft while making trees. I learned some new software, and I used creative skills to create a lesson plan for the youth programs. So now I have a quick video of Unity.